So I hear this a lot. People often ask, why didn't the government step into action when they found out that Luffy had the gum gum fruit and he was going around doing all these wild things like invading in its lobby and so on and so forth? I think the reason why is because the gum gum fruit, despite all of the lore implications that have been put on it recently, is in fact a useless fruit. What do I mean by this? Well, the fact that the narrative that is being built, I don't know how ironclad this is, but if you are the same species of creature that the devil fruit is classified under, the abilities that you are given are fairly limited at the start. Because I don't know quite honestly what it does for stronger to be the user of a horse fruit despite being a horse. Seemingly, it just gives him wings, but I'm not really sure what it does for him. So, in the situation with Luffy, he is just a rubber man. That's why he thought that he is a paramecia. Also, on the whole coming to terms with being the Sun deity and all that, that theory that he's going to unlock more power once he realizes that I think is dead in the water. That's not going to occur because even if he understands that he might be, he doesn't see himself in that way. And we've seen this already in Elbaf. When people are talking about it, he understands like, oh, yeah, I do kind of look like the guy you're talking about, but that has nothing to do with me. He literally turns to the camera and says that. So no, but the reason why I think the government was so lax about it for so long is because if a person eats the fruit, first of all, it's not going to do anything for them initially. It's just going to turn them into a rubber person with some various cool defensive properties who can't swim. Because, of course, the gum gum fruit is actually the human fruit model Nika. So if a human eats the human fruit, they just become a rubber human. I've talked about this several times before, but I think the whole theory about this is that the fruit that is eaten by a similar creature that the fruit is classified under just fills in the gaps where the creature doesn't meet the same sort of makeup as the fruit in question. So if you are a non-rubber person and you eat the human fruit model Nika, you become a rubber person because you are already a human. So it just turns you into a rubber human. But it takes a true threat to actually work with that fruit and live and be what Nika represents in order to then awaken that fruit to become the sun deity and therefore become a problem. Because these stipulations are so hard-coded that it's very unlikely that some upstart rookie from the Wiki Sea would have enough tenacity to actually awaken the fruit and become the sun deity. Therefore, it's not an immediate problem until it becomes a problem. But apparently some of them aren't really surprised by this, and I don't think it's the deity itself that they fear, it's the fear of what the deity can inspire. That's why they're not really shaken by his cartoon antics. They're more shaken about what he will do in the future, presumably. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Works It!